Hi, my name is Robert Ridley, and this is my presentation for the case study on Truman Elementary School for AEP 858. Category 1, the problem identification and analysis. So what we know. So Truman Elementary is located in a suburban community. It serves grades pre-K through 8. 15% of students in the school qualify for free and reduced lunch. The principal has been at the school for 2 years, although prior to coming to the school, the principal did serve in the district. Parents, one of the concerns, parents are concerned over the reading achievement. Test scores are indicating that students are losing ground versus growing. And so the scores are showing that they are actually losing proficiency from grade to grade. The parent-teacher organization has requested that the principal address these concerns at their next meeting. The principal asked the reading supervisor to come in and conduct observations and provide recommendations. The principal has also made assessments himself, but wanted another party to come in and also observe and get their recommendations as well. The State Department of Education has provided a grant opportunity for schools in regards to reading achievement and to provide resources and support there. The principal, one of the challenges he's facing is organizing the school and the district in order to get behind the grant proposal and to support buy-in for the implementation of particular programs or policies that need to be put in place. The reading supervisor noted that reading instruction is not aligned with the recent research on effective instruction. Recommendations for these improvements were made. What we need to know, the follow and feedback to teachers. So I would like to know kind of how the principal followed up or provided feedback to the teachers after his assessment and after the reading supervisor's observations. And also the implementation of the new strategies. What is the process? What are they, how are they going to go about implementing these recommendations? And also, when I say transparency, how did he address the parents, the PTO? Did he say anything? Did he go address it? Those are some things that I'd like to know. And also with the grant proposal, did they actually apply? How did the principal plan to get support from the community, from the teachers, basically from all stakeholders involved in the process? Problem identification. Basically, the issue with this case is the reading test scores are below average and continue to fall from grade to grade, and the instruction is not aligned with current research on effective practices. Category 2, the proposed plan of action. Step 1, I'm a huge believer in being transparent. We have to be transparent in all that we do. So I'm a big believer in that. So just being transparent with our stakeholders, let them know where we are, where do we stand, and be honest about it. And also let them know where we'd like to be. With that comes step 2. Step 2 would be to lay out your plan, and lay out your steps and how you plan to achieve where you would like to be. How are you going to get from point A to point B? Step 3, data analysis protocol. I would have that that way the teachers could use that as guides in order to break down their data, and so they can write down their feelings and their thoughts in regards to the data, and then follow up and feedback and evaluate. So how are you following up on the implementation of these new policies, or are you providing feedback to the teachers as well? That's a huge portion of what we do is following through with the policies and procedures we put in place, and also providing feedback so that we can continually improve and then evaluate. And again, that goes with a continuous improvement. We have to reflect and evaluate on the things that we're doing in order to continue to improve. We have to continually reflect in order to find areas of growth and areas that we still need to improve upon. Category 3, issue resolution for success. So first and foremost is to ensure that all of our decisions are made in the best interest of the students. That's why we do what we do. I put data-driven decisions there because anytime we make informed decisions is the best. And obviously with the students, always being our priority. Once the action plan has been implemented, I believe it's important to continually reflect and evaluate. Again, looking for that continuous improvement. What are areas that we have noticed that we've grown in, and what are areas that we know that we still need to focus on. Ensure follow through and follow up with the stakeholders about the progress being made. Be transparent and talk with your stakeholders and let them know where we are and the steps that we have taken to get to that point and areas that we still need to work on and how we're going to work on those areas. Collect and analyze longitudinal data. Basically, this is a great way to continue collecting that data over time. That way we can show growth over that period of time, and we can show areas that we still need to look at. And this also is a good way we can use that data in order to share with the stakeholders and to share with the PTO and to let them know that we are continually improving, and we understand there's areas that we still need to work on and areas of improvement. But I think that goes with anything that we do. There's always room for improvement in different areas of the things that we do, but we also want to highlight the growth and the strides that we have made along the way. Category 4, debriefing the problem through reflection. Reflecting upon the situation, I believe it's important to know how the principal implemented the recommended changes. I believe that's huge. I feel that if the teachers are provided with sufficient resources and professional development in their particular area, instruction would improve. That differentiation starts taking place, and you can see that. But the teachers also have to be provided with the resources and the tools necessary in order to teach on effective practices and to be current on research. They need those resources in order to be up to date with their practices. I also would like to know how the principal responded to the PTO. That was something that I was feeling throughout this process, is how did he respond to that? Was he transparent? Did he go and address the concerns, or did he kind of let it go until he figured out a plan of action there? So that would be interesting to know. I also think that the principal is addressing the situation internally by observing himself, and also having the reading supervisor come in to observe and making recommendations to what needs to take place in order to improve practice. But it would be interesting to know how those recommendations were put into practice. Category 5, a reflection of Standard 8. When we're looking at engaging our families and our community and doing that in a meaningful way so that we're all benefiting from it. I know it's listen, put at the bottom there under listen, but just being transparent with all of your stakeholders about their concerns. Let them know where we stand, where we want to be, and the steps we're going to use to get there. And just to listen. I think that's huge. I think I repeat it again here in a minute, but people want to be heard. And so just being able to listen to their concerns and letting them know that you do care and that you are going to take their concerns and take them into consideration and use them for improvement. Share data analysis. By accumulating that longitudinal data, you're going to be able to show growth, and also you're going to be able to show areas that we know we need to focus on. And being able to admit, we're not perfect, nobody's perfect, but being able to just be transparent, I think, is huge, and it lets everyone know that, hey, we're on the same page. We know that we have areas we need to improve in, and this is how we're going to do it. Influence and positive change. The grant opportunity, that's a great way to provide resources and support to your teachers in a positive change, letting them know that you are willing to go out and find these grant opportunities to provide the money for them to get the resources and the professional development that they need in order to continually improve in their craft. Data analysis collaboration. I believe it's important that teachers aren't just breaking down this data on their own in their own classrooms, that we're collaborating about it, that we're meeting, in our departments and PLCs, whatever that may look like, but that we are collaborating together so we're all working together to achieve one common goal. And then again, that follow up, feedback, transparency. We got to follow up on the practices that we implement, the steps that we put into place, the policies that we put in place. We got to follow through on those, and we got to provide feedback on those. Those are two things that I believe very firmly in. And in order to continually improve, you got to follow through, and you got to provide feedback, and you got to be transparent with your community and your stakeholders, because they have skin in the game too, and they need to know where we are and the progress that we have made to where we want to be. Because again, they help in the process of achieving the goal. We all got to be rowing the boat in the same direction. You can't have one person row in this direction, the other person row in that. We're going to get nowheres, and we're just going to go in circles. So that transparency piece is huge. So we're all working towards the same goals. Establishing that ongoing dialogue, kind of just talked about that, but again, here we go. You got to listen. People want to know their voice is heard, and that's really, they just want you to listen. And then there at the bottom, you can see follow through with and let your community know you have an open door policy. Developing that rapport and that relationship with your community is gonna help you tremendously as an educational leader, because if they know that they can trust you, they believe in you, they are going to buy into the process. They're going to buy in to what you're trying to do. They're going to buy into your plan. They're going to follow through, and they're going to be willing to receive that feedback and to implement the recommendations. And then letting them know that you have an open door policy, that they can come and share their concerns with you at any time. They need to feel like that they can talk with you and share their concerns and thoughts with you as well. Thank you. That concludes my presentation on Truman Elementary. I thank you for listening. I've enjoyed working with you guys throughout this course, and I look forward to learning more from you in the future. Thank you.